Welcome to Unpacking the Backpack, where we delve deep into the ever-changing world of K-12 education. In each episode, we'll unpack the complexities of teaching, learning, and leadership with a practical lens. Today, we are going to discuss student voice as an engagement strategy. Imagine a classroom where curiosity thrives and students are genuinely invested in their learning. This is the power of engagement. When students feel their ideas and perspectives are heard and valued, they become active contributors rather than passive participants. This leads to increased motivation, deeper understanding, and a greater sense of ownership over their education. Research supports the importance of student engagement. A study by Fredericks et al. Found that actively engaged students demonstrate stronger critical thinking skills and grasp content more thoroughly. By implementing effective strategies to amplify student voice, educators can transform classrooms into dynamic hubs of intellectual growth. Nikki Sloff and Eric Sheninger, in their book Personalize, emphasize that student voice involves all kids in the learning process, fosters active participation, builds confidence, promotes reflection and collaboration, and sets the stage for instant feedback. It's a gateway to personalization during instruction. There are various ways to amplify student voice, such as using individual whiteboards, dry erase surfaces, digital tools, or physical objects like colored clothespins. The key is understanding that there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Educators can develop innovative methods tailored to their students' needs. When students feel their perspectives are valued, they become more invested in learning. Teachers can listen to students and tailor lessons to resonate with their interests and learning styles. This two-way communication builds trust and empowers students to take an active role in their education. Student voice is not just a concept, it's a catalyst for a more engaged and successful learning environment. It prepares students to be critical thinkers and lifelong learners. By embracing strategies that amplify student voice, educators can ignite a passion for learning and set students up for current and future success. In short, student voice is a powerful engagement strategy that transforms classrooms. It fosters motivation, deeper understanding, and a sense of ownership. By valuing and incorporating student perspectives, educators can create a thriving learning environment where knowledge is not just absorbed, but embraced with enthusiasm. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out my latest book, Personalize, on Amazon.
Hey there, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Unpacking the Backpack, where I use artificial intelligence to transcribe past blog posts into a podcast. You know, I really feel student voice is a gateway to personalization. When we think about, compliance, where students are just sitting there or watching other students raise their hands and call out responses, student voice in simplistic form is giving every student an opportunity to respond to a review of prior learning, a check for understanding, or a closure task. If we truly want to engage students and move from engagement to empowerment, where they're able to take that action and respond to questions, that is the essence of student voice. And we can do it during tier one instruction. For people that say you can't personalize whole group or direct instruction, that's just not true. You can do it through leveraging student voice. And, the right way, the most effective way is your way. As you heard in earlier in this podcast, you can use mini whiteboards, dry erase surfaces, post-it notes, or technology to empower students to want to respond. You can also use student voice through surveys. One of the best, things that we can do in education is get feedback. Now, feedback is, take it or leave it. But if we don't use the voice of our students, it's hard to get a grasp of what we can do to help them improve and to improve our own practice. And, we can talk about feedback. Everyone says they want feedback, but are you open to it? And that doesn't mean you necessarily have to agree with everything that students say. But if we truly want to get to the essence of, can students articulate why I'm learning this, how they will use it outside of school, and what tells them if they're successful, we really have to think about ways that we can, leverage their voice to get that feedback to improve our practice. So as you think about student voice, think about, are you consistently, if you're a teacher, are you consistently creating those conditions where every student can respond? And if you're an administrator, and you're looking to improve culture, think about what you can do to survey students. As a principal, I met with all members of elective student government once a month. And we talked about everything from academics, building relationships, extracurriculars. And we met, and I had some guiding questions to get them to really think deeply about, how they could use their voice to offer up feedback to improve aspects of teaching, learning, and how we led. And the one thing I did is I told them, listen, it's not about me, following through on everything you say. However, I will take notes. I will share those notes. And back in the day, we used Remind and Google Classroom. So I'll share the notes and I will let you know what I have followed up on to implement. And, the voice piece was transcribing all their input, but it only matters in their eyes if I followed through as the principal. So consider ways that you can empower your students through voice. Thanks again, everybody, for listening and for everything you do to help students succeed. And remember, personalization is all students getting what they need, when and where they need it to learn. And voice could be your go-to strategy. Thanks again, everybody.